18 three-pointers in the first half. Just what do you see from the shooting and the ball movement?
Yeah, it was awesome. We talked about it. It's funny, man. We actually talked about yesterday that there was a 140, and I'm not kidding, number out there. And that meaning tonight, we just said, guys, we got to have the mindset that we can score 140 points in games, and that means we have to space the floor. And when we get threes, we need to take them. I thought we should have had at least 3 more of them. I thought Pat Connaughton passed one up and drove. Pat Beverly passed 2 up and drove. With Giannis out, we had to space the floor and just take them. And I thought our guys did that well.
Speaking of Giannis, just kind of what was the thought process on scratching him late?
Well, just the injury. It's not an injury. We just concerned a little bit. And plus, you look at the schedule, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days off. So we planted it in him, and he had to do it, which we're happy that he decided to do it.
You mentioned space on the floor. Bobby had 5 of those threes,
Yeah.
but also a bunch of other points. What I think 25 and 12 minutes in the first half. What kind of lift did that provide?
Just he has advantage. Before the game, we looked at who could score for us, like who can get us buckets, and it really was Chris, Bobby, Dame, and everybody else would score off of those guys. And I thought all those guys did their jobs, and not only scoring but also moving the ball. Chris Middleton, I tell you, for a guy that missed that many games to look that good was pretty impressive.
Dame, I think it's the first 30-15 game in franchise history. I think when he has 10 or more assists, you guys are 9-1. Just what did you see from him? Not just the scoring, but obviously the playmaking.
Yeah, I thought the playmaking was even more. We knew we wasn't going to win unless Dame scored. But what we needed Dame was to create scoring for other people, because that's what him and Giannis does combined. Without Giannis, we needed someone to do that. And I thought his point guard play today was even more impressive than his scoring play today.
Hey, Coach, what can you say about Malik today coming back into the starting 5 and hitting 5 threes?
Made shots, defended, played with toughness. Like the threes, Malik's a great shooter. Like he really is. I don't care how many games he goes and doesn't make them. He's a great shooter. But what we're asking him to do is more now, and probably the first time in his career he's doing it, and it's been great.
I know Giannis didn't play today, but with Middleton's return, just how do you see that, maybe the challenge or just the process these next 15 games of incorporating him back in with those guys?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't think it's going to be a hard challenge, but I wanted with rhythm. Like you got to keep all 3 guys in rhythm at the same time. That's hard to do. Oftentimes, basketball history, the third guy is the one that gets the least shots, right? Chris Bosh, Klay Thompson with Golden State, Ray Allen with the Celtics. But you still have to try to find a way to keep that third guy involved and aggressive. And so that'll be the trick.
Speaking to that, just Chris with that second unit.
You know the golf is on, right?
Just one more.
Okay.
Chris with that second unit, just what do you think he can mean to, I guess, the composure of
Chris?
it? Yes.
Huge. And that's something I'm still learning, honestly. You could see that today. That stretch in the second quarter, Chris took the game over with, he actually made, and then he had a play in the second half where he brought it up, called it away. He called it, which scored off of that. That's what his IQ. It's nice. I'm telling you, when you're a coach and you have a guy that can run down and call one of the set that you probably was going to call and get guys organized, man, it's a luxury. Thank you, guys.